Good morning. Welcome to month 3, Build Team 2025. For class today, you need 2 dumbbells, 1 cooler, but barely, or a couch, bench, box, foam roller, and or an exercise ball, which we'll use more on Wednesday. And then you might want your long, thin looped band, but if you don't have it, not a problem. Irvin, good morning. Nicole, good morning. Okay. We are gonna get started the way every day should get started. After some water and some coffee and a little bit of nutrition, we're gonna get on the foam roller. And I'm gonna make a suggestion to roll out your calves. And if you're following along with me, what I want you to do is adjust the pressure as you need. So if you need more pressure, put this other leg on top. If you don't need that much pressure, don't do it. But what I want you to do is get to the top lateral, so outside part of your calf in there. So roll down into that area and just find a spot where it's like, oh, that spot right there. And modulate the amount of pressure that feels good for you. And just move gently onto that spot, off that spot, just like little micro movements in there. And we're gonna, or if you have another spot that you're like, I need this spot, do that. So, new program. I'm so excited. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for committing. This is huge. It is huge when you show up and you are saying, I am making the commitment to myself to strengthen my body, to take time for my body, which we know has huge ramifications on our mental health, on our productivity, on how nice we are to ourselves and to other people. Okay, that's a minute. Let's go ahead and get on the other leg. So we're gonna take our time. We're gonna learn some new movements. Really practice our mobility and feeling the movements where we want to feel them. We've got a fun, hard core segment at the end. Oh. Okay, the boys are representing minus Zachary. I have to give him shit. I did see that Zach went and rode with his son. Oh my goodness. Michelle and I were in the grocery store yesterday. And our friend Nikki has a little boy who's like, I don't know, 2. If they're under 4, I'm like, I don't know, age is all the same. And I was like about to go down a different aisle and he was like, hey, Becca. And it was so cute where I was like, oh my God, you're like a little person who takes in information and knows my name. And it was cute. Okay, let's go ahead, set the foam roller out of your way. We're gonna stand up. We're gonna do the world's perfect stretch. Andy, good morning. Beth, good morning. Did Lee come in here? Lee, good morning. All right, so find your feet. All the toes press down, heel press down. Even pressure through the feet. And then press those shoulder blades together. Now, as you press your shoulder blades together, notice what happens at the low back. Do you instinctively start to drive the hips forwards or arch the low back? If you do, don't do that. Just ground down through the feet, press the shoulder blades together, but stay stacked. And then reach up, 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 up. Give me big exhale as you forward fold. And now don't start walking your hands up yet. Look at your feet. Make sure your feet are still in full contact with the floor. And then start walking your hands out, trying to keep those heels down as long as you can. And we're going to take our time here. We're going to stretch out the backs of the legs, coming into a downward dog, hanging out. We're just hanging out today. And then you're going to drive one foot forwards into a low lunge. And take the hand on the same side as the forward foot and drive it under that armpit as your knee drives forwards. Oh, and you might feel all the stretches here. I'm feeling it a lot in my hamstrings and my front leg. And then you're going to drive that hand into the ground. Oh, reach up with the other hand. Press your hips down and breathe. And then you're going to take the hand that's in the air and it's going to go outside your forward foot. But if that feels like too much of a pretzel, grab your weight or a yoga block or a textbook and twist open this way. And keep pressing those hips down. Open up at the chest. Big exhales. And then drop that back knee to the ground. Send those hips back. Bring your toes up. Again, stretching the backs of the leg. Back of the leg. Okay, nice job. That's one side. Ready for the other side? Let's do it. So drive that other leg forwards. Creating space at the hips. Reaching under the armpit. Breathing. Breathing out the tightness. And then twist open. Keep pressing those hips down. Reach up with the hand. Good. And then we're going to flip it. And remember, if this is too much, get this hand on a dumbbell or a yoga block. And then gently drop that back knee to the ground. Send the hips back. Stretch the hamstrings and the calf. We're doing it. It's Monday. All right. We're going to come into a downward dog. Warm. Into the downward dog. Let's hang out there for a moment. And then center one foot between your hips. Lift the other leg. Open up the hips for three-legged dog for 3 seconds. 2, 1. Good. And then other side. For 3, 2, 1. And then walk those hands back to the feet. Final forward fold here. And then come all the way up. Wiggle out the body a little. If you need a bit more water, go ahead and sip on some water. And then we are doing a new to the class, fairly new to me, glute warm up that I have completely fallen in love with. This guy. All right, these are called the clam walks. So you're going to get on your stomach. You're going to make a figure 4 with your leg. Okay, so top foot is just resting on the calf. You're going to make yourself a little head pillow. And then you're going to lift the knee that's in that figure 4. Lift it up. Pause for a moment. Drop it back down. Up. Pause for a moment. Drop it back down. And what you're trying to do is get really good glute activation. We're going to do this up to 25 reps on each side. Okay, so take your time. This should feel like a good, real good glute stimulus. Really try to pause, like lift that knee, pause at the top for a moment. Try to have all other parts of your body be relaxed. So that it's just your glute that's working. And once you've done 25 or as many as you can handle, go ahead and switch to the other side. Oh. Four, 25. Oh, okay. That one we're only doing one time because it's all that it needs. Now we're gonna stand up and we're gonna work on two things. One is our hip hinge, the other are our shoulders. So for the hip hinge, stand feet hip distance apart. Imagine you're reaching back with your hips. Back stays neutral. Actually, you're not even just imagining it. You are reaching back with your hips, right? And I want you to feel sensation right here. So stretching here, keep your feet flat, okay? So once you're in that position, I want you to reach forwards with the hands. So reach those hands forwards, 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 but relax up here. Okay, so try to reach from back here. Now notice where your thumbs are. Your thumbs are going to face each other as you bring your hands into like a T, or like you're flying here. Keep the tension in your hamstrings, and then hands are going back behind you into an A. Okay, again, thumbs face each other. And then we're gonna swoop forwards, reach up with the hands. This is called an I. We're in an I here, coming into a T, and then back into that A. We're gonna do one more. Swooping up. So working on shoulder, ooh, and just anywhere you feel like shoulder pinchiness, move slowly, try to work through it, and then send those hands back again. All right, stand up, shake it out. We're gonna come into some side planks. And we're gonna do those two things one more time, the YTAs and the side planks twice. All right, so stack or stagger the feet, elbow under the shoulder, drive those hips up, and then we want to square the hips, square that top shoulder, breathe, hanging out here. 15 more seconds, and then we'll go to the other side. All right, switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Other side. Here we go. Same thing, elbow under the shoulder, drive those hips up. Stack the hips, pull that top shoulder back. Breathe, feel your strength. Five more seconds. Good. Okay. Stand on up. We're gonna do those YTAs again, but this time added challenge. We've got a lot of good balance work that we're weaving in here. Stand on one leg. This is an option, so you don't have to do it. You can do 6 on both legs, but if you're looking to work the balance, the stability a bit, get into that hinge. So first thing, remember, find the hamstrings. Then reach forwards with those hands, come into the T, and then back. And remember, those thumbs face each other the whole time. And we're doing 3 on each leg or 6 on 2 legs. Reaching forwards. Thumbs face each other. Good. Shoulder. Always working those shoulders. Ooh, that is crunchy. All right, coming down. Side plank. 30 seconds on each side. You guys ready? Danny, are you ready? All right, we're going 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Drive those hips up. And breathe. If this feels great, lift a leg. If holding side plank itself is hard enough, hold that side plank. 10 more seconds. Pull that top shoulder back. Here we go, Terry. We are switching in 3, 2, 1. Here it is. Right into the other side. Excellent positioning here. Hips up, hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. All right. Getting into our activation. So this is where you do need your cooler, bench, or box. Oh, Andy, you're home. Oh, I knew you were home. I saw your littlest one yesterday. Okay, so we're gonna do these sit to stands. So go ahead, sit your butt down, pick a leg. And now this is a lot of mind muscle connection where you're going to stand up as fast as you can, find your balance, and then sit back down, trying to keep this free leg free the whole time. We're going to do 5 on each side. A couple of modifications. If you have a hard time getting up out of that seat, you could put a textbook or a pillow or something to get your butt up higher, or grab a light weight or a foam roller and throw it forwards, and then again extend it forwards as you come down. And if you don't have problems with this, I want you to try to come up as fast as possible. So really drive those hips up, stabilize, come back down. And when you come down, really focusing on keeping the knee pointing over your toes. Okay, so 5 on each side. You've probably done 5 on one side. So go ahead. When you're done with one side, switch, and just notice, be aware. Usually one side is quite a bit harder than the other. For me, it's my right. See how slowly you can come down? Like try to lower yourself all the way down to that cooler without just collapsing onto it. This is prep for our Wednesday workout. All right, and then more balance integration. Grab a weight, potentially a light weight if you have it, otherwise grab whatever you have. I just have one weight. All right, and we're going to lunge forwards. So do this with me, okay? So you're holding your weight, we're gonna lunge forwards. Now, think about which foot is in back, and you're gonna stand up and balance on that back foot, And then, depending on your weight, either curl it up with both hands or curl it up with one hand and then press it straight up overhead without hitting your ceiling. And then you're gonna reverse the whole thing. Come back down. We're gonna do 5 on one leg. So lunge forwards, stand, find your balance, curl, bicep curl, baby. Press that sucker up. Back down, reverse it. Slowly come back down, lunge forwards. 5 per side. It's that way all the way up. And when you've done 5, you know what to do. Give it a big exhale. And then switch to the other leg. Right? So lunging forwards. Find the balance. Curl it up. Press up. All the wobbles. All the Monday morning wobbles. Okay. You're welcome. It's a good one, huh? All right, and then we go into final bit of activation here. 10 up downs. But when you do your up down, I want you locking out your core. Okay, so what is an up down? You go from a stand, you step or jump back into a high plank. Okay, but there is no hip dropping because you are locking out that core when you send those feet back. So you go down, bam, you lock out, especially the low tummy area, then step or jump back up and stand up. We don't have to hop, we don't have to clap, okay, but we do get to do it 10 times. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lock out that core. Okay, water. Nice job. That is our activation sequence. Oh my God, Andy is pumping up his ball. That is, you've got a long ways to go there, buddy. All right. For our strength work, we have 3 killer, either supersets or supersets. Everything is for time. But right now we're not going to worry about the time, we're just going to worry about the movements. So the first superset, a superset means we go from one movement directly into the next movement. So our first one are dumbbell 1.5 squats. So what that means is you're working either with body weight, 1 weight, or 2 weights, coming down into a squat. So when we start, feet should either be square or slightly, your toes slightly pigeon-toed out. And then it's primarily a knee bend. So bending at the knees. And if you want to, if it feels more comfortable to hinge forwards a little bit, you can. But ideally, getting the quads to parallel with the ground. So this is our bottom position, but we're doing 1.5. So we're gonna be here. We're gonna come part way up. Yeah, baby. And then we're coming back down. And then all the way up. When we squat, we really want to keep even pressure through the feet and these knees driving forwards over the toes, not in, not out. Okay. Then, so today we do 8 of those. And then we go straight into dumbbell deadlifts. So that means start with the dumbbells at your feet, send the hips back until you feel a stretch in your hamstrings. And then if you can't reach the dumbbells, then you bend your knees. Now, get in this position with me. And I want you to envision you've got 2 oranges, an orange under each armpit, and you can't let those oranges come out of your armpits. Okay, so then you're gonna stand all the way up and then reverse it. So reach the hips back, keep those oranges in your armpits, bend the knees as much as you need to come to the floor. We are not finding length by rounding our shoulders here. We keep our shoulders back the whole time. And if we need more length, we bend the knees, okay? But the deadlift is primarily designed for the hamstrings and the glutes. And the way we strengthen that area is in this deep hinge, keeping the weight close to the legs. So then we send the hips back. See how close? The weight is literally sliding down my legs and then bending, setting the weight down when you're done and keeping the shoulders down and back. All right, we start 8 reps of everything. We're gonna do our squats. So 1 weight, 2 weight, or body weight. I recommend either body weight or 1 weight today. We wanna be able to build over the next month. All right, so we're doing 8 reps, 1.5 squats. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So we come all the way down, part way up, all the way down, and then back up. And that's 1. Yeah. All the way down. For 2. 3. 5. 6. 7. Oh my God, and 8. Straight into our dumbbell deadlifts. So remember, the weight starts on the floor. Feet, full contact with the floor. Send those hips back. Lock the shoulder blades back. Bend the knees as you need to. 8 reps here. Those weights should be so close to your leg. Your thumbs can be tracking, like literally sliding up and down your legs. Keep the shoulder blades back. Okay. And when you've done 8, rest. Now, the way this workout is designed, we will have a timer going for this one for 2.5 minutes. So you have 2.5 minutes to do those 2 movements. As soon as you're done, you have the remainder of that 2.5 minutes to rest. What's going to happen each subsequent week? We're going to do more reps. So what's gonna happen to your rest time? It's gonna go down. Okay, so we're here to get stronger, right? This is gonna be hard. It's gonna help us build both muscular endurance and strength. All right, so that's our first one. And we'll do it 3 times. We're increasing our squats by 2 reps each week, deadlifts by 1. All right, then we get into our upper body. So we're going into a strict press. So grab 2 weights, find your feet, squeeze your glutes, press the weights all the way up, and then come back down. We're gonna do this 4 times. 4. Good, let's do one more. Okay, now we go into a push press. So weight is on the shoulder. You're gonna do a little dip down as if you're falling underneath the weight, and then drive the weight back up. So this is explosive. So we're practicing driving the hips up as fast as we can. Again, it's like just dipping down a little bit. It's not this big old squat. It's quick. Okay, we're doing 4. Then we come all the way down to the ground, weights go down, and we do offset push-ups where you have one hand on the floor, one hand on the bell of the dumbbell, full push-up, either on your toes or the feet, and then switch to the other side. And we're doing 8 total, so 4 on each side. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. And these are always so much harder than you would think they would be. So I want you to do as many as you can on your toes. And then if you need to drop to the knees, drop to the knees, brace that core. 8 total. Oh. And then we take a little rest. So for that one we're working, we have 2 minutes, but same idea. Those 3 movements, as soon as you're done, you have the remainder of that 2 minutes to rest. We're gonna do that one more time so that you feel the sequence. The idea with the strict press, you're focusing on the shoulders. The push press, you're really trying to be nice and explosive. And so we never want to do too many push press reps because then you lose that explosivity. And then we drop and we get into the chest muscles. Okay, so reps 4, 4, and 8. Are you guys ready to do it one more time? Yeah, I think so. Okay, here we go. Okay, driving up 4 times, all the way up. And then 4 explosive, dip down, drive it up. Good. And then our offset push-ups, one hand on the floor, one hand on the bell of the dumbbell for a total of 8, doing as many as we can on our feet, switching to the knees when we need to. All right, and what we want to track on that one are our push-ups, either total. We're going to try to increase the push-ups each week, or increase the number that you do on your feet. The goal is to go up by 1 push-up each week. Okay, last superset. Again, for the upper body and the back. Grab one weight. So this is a single arm or one dumbbell upright row. Okay, so we're standing nice and tall, and we're gonna zip up a jacket, essentially, where you're sliding that weight straight up your chest. It does not come away from your body. And this gets into top of the shoulder and the back of the shoulder. Now, depending on your weight, you could either do this with one hand, or two hands on one dumbbell, or the other option is a band. Okay, so you can pull straight up with the band. We're looking for 4 to 6 here. So let's go ahead and do that. So either one hand or two hands, one dumbbell. Standing up nice and tall, nice and straight. Okay, now if you've been doing this with one hand, keep going. And then either switch the band with two hands, or if you just did 4 on each side with one hand, do what I was doing. So now put two hands on and do 4. So the idea, you're probably like, what is going on? The idea is to really kind of maximize the effort that you're putting in to this upright row. So ideally starting a little lighter and then, starting heavier, one hand, and then making it lighter. But because we have limited equipment, we're just playing around with options. Okay, then, so 4 to 6 there. Oh my God. Or until you're like, make that face. Then we're going into the lawnmower row, where we're supported by our feet. Forearm goes above the knee on the quad. Grab that dumbbell, rowing it up, tapping to the front of the chest, down to the ground. But we're gonna do this fast. We're trying to do 8 to 12 per side. Ready? Let's go. Here it is. 3, 2, 1, and go. So fast reps. 8 to 12. Oh yeah. And then as soon as you're done on one side, switch to the other side. Woo! And then we get our break. So that one also 2 minutes of total time. We have those 3 movements. Either single arm upright row, 4 on each side, and then the double arm upright row, 4 to 6, and then the fast lawnmower row. Or you could use the band for the upright. And then go into the dumbbells. Okay, lots of options. It's all hard. It's all good. And that's our third superset. So on that one, we're trying to increase those reps really by 1 of everything per week. Okay, how are we feeling? Good, activated, awake. Let's go through our final bit of core, which I'm excited about. And then we'll pull up the timer, we'll do it, and then we'll do our share out. And that's Monday. So first core movement, one of my faves, the bear shoulder tap. So we are on our hands and our knees, our back is in neutral position, and we're gonna put pressure on our toes and lift the knees and keep our back in that same neutral position. And then you're gonna give your shoulder a big ol' high five, and then the other shoulder a big ol' high five. And you're gonna try to do this with minimal movement, minimal shifting at the hips. right? In the past, we've like put a helmet or a shoe on that back there to not knock it off. Okay, so that's the first one. Then we go into hollow rocks. So it's like a hollow hold. We're gonna be here. Okay, so basically backs of the ribs to the hips are in contact with the ground. Fine to have a little arch in the low back, and then we're rocking just a little. Just not going crazy, just a little bit of rocking, trying to stabilize as much as you can in each position. It's a good one. Oh, and then finally, oh my God, Andy, you're almost there. Finally, we get to the ball. Ball tuck-ups. We had our feet on the foam roller last month. So here, we're gonna be in a big plank, feet on the ball. Again, stabilizing through the hips, driving the knees towards the elbows, and then back. Okay, ball tuck-ups. Again, trying to keep those hips nice and stable, not up in the air, not dropping down. And then the last one, our starfish. So land all the way down, drive up opposite hand to foot, but then twist open. Opposite hand to foot, and then give me a twist. All right, twist out, away from your midline. Okay, those are our 4 movements. Timing. Good, Nicole. We go 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds off, round 1. Round 2, 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest. And round 3, we ramp it up to 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Who's excited? I'm excited. Okay, we start with those bare shoulder taps. Okay, it's go time. In about 5 seconds, bare shoulder taps. Going in 5, 3, 2, 1, here we go. So remember, this first one, everything goes pretty fast. So make contact with your shoulder. Feel, I want you to be like, holy crap, my shoulder feels so strong. And I'm gonna help it get even stronger. Every time you make contact, it's a like, yes, I'm a baller. 2, 1, okay. Resting, hollow rocks. So remember trying to pause and go. Pause and go. Coming up, just a little pause. Here we go, Irving. Here we go, Brian. Brian and I were out skiing yesterday in the POW. It was so fun. 2, 1. Okay, ball tuck-ups. Get those feet on the ball or the foam roller. I forgot to mention that. If you don't have the ball, you can use the foam roller. Okay, here it is. Driving those knees towards the elbows. Again, I would rather you do fewer reps and do each one with really good control versus a whole bunch where your back is all over the place, hips are all over the place. 3, 2, 1. Holy crap. That's hard. And then we got our starfish. So remember, hand to foot, twisting open away from your midline, and go. Three, 2, 1. Okay, team, that's round 1. Now, everything gets a little longer. Working for 30 seconds, bare shoulder taps. It's go time, here we go. And it's your time to focus on your strength. Feeling good in your body. Full hand contact with the floor. Press that thumb, press that forefinger into the ground. Three seconds. Good, and transition to our hollow rocks. A little bit longer rest. Yep, but you can practice. 3, 2, 1, here it is. Pause where you can. Woo. 3 seconds. And transition. Feet on the ball next. Ball tuck-ups. Or again, they could be on the foam roller. Which if you think the ball is hard, the foam roller is harder. Okay, here it is. Which you probably recall from last month. So driving the knees towards the elbows. Oh my. 5, 3, 2, 1. Whoo! Starfish. Oh yeah, who's so excited they got out of bed for class today? Yeah, you are. Okay, here it is. What are we doing? Twist open. Three seconds. 2, 1. Okay, team, we are resting. Last round, nothing gets easier. In fact, everything goes for longer time. Going in 3, bare shoulder taps. Here it is. Let's do it. Here we go, Michelle. Here we go, G. Here we go, Beth. You got this, Terry. Here it is, Pam. Pam's going to be so consistent this month. Here you go, Melissa. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and rest. Then we're going into our hollow rocks. And I want you to start thinking about what's something you stress out about that maybe you don't need to stress out about so much. But we're going to our hollow rocks right now. 2, 1, here we go. We're halfway. Good thing we warmed up. Five seconds. 2, 1. Oh my goodness. All right. Time to get those feet on the ball. Yes, it is. All right, we're going in 5 seconds. 2, 1, here we go. Oh. Woo. Halfway. Halfway. We got it. seconds. 3, 2, 1. You know, I only laugh when it's so hard. All right, starfish. I mean, I laugh other times too, but hard brings out the special giggles. All right, starfish, here it is. Twist open. When you come back down, try to lower with control. Low back hits first. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. That was like a whirlwind. Nice work. We're gonna stretch. We're gonna do our share out, but I also we have time for questions. So that's our day one workout. A lot in there. So our share out, what is something that you stress out about that maybe you don't need to stress about so much? That's the share out. Mine is filling my programs. Like, it's okay if they fill 80%, 90%, but I'm like, God, they have to fill 100%. Stretch. If you've got that couch or cooler nearby, which you probably do, I want you to get onto your knees, head between the shoulders, drop the head down between the shoulders, and stretch out that upper back and shoulder area. Okay, so questions and share out. Starting with, we're going Terry, Casey to Denny.
Sorry, I had run over. Letting go of the stress of politics, so just like turning that off. Question, how the figure 4 on the floor, I can't get my knee up. So is that just a strength and it'll get better over this next 5 weeks?
I think so. I would also suggest start with make less of a figure 4. So rather than driving your knee all the way up, like drop it back a little and see if that works. And then another thing you can do, either have a friend do this or you could even do it, but like assist your knee because your body can move in that position and it's like you might just not have developed that mind muscle connection yet. So either you do it, like move that knee up, or have a buddy be like, hey, can you just lift my knee like 25 times? And I think that's gonna help. You're not the only person who's experienced that. All right, Casey.
Thanks for asking that, Terry, because that was my question as well. Something I stress about is like dishes in the sink and then like loading them in the dishwasher. Like it's so dumb, but yeah.
Denny to Brian.
I had the same question. Also, I need to stretch after that exercise. I couldn't move my hips when I got back up after that. I needed to like do some sort of a stretch in order to get it to work again. And I don't know what I stress about in real life because politics has overtaken the reality of the other stressful things. So
Brian to G.
No questions. I stress over always having more work to like. The feeling of never being caught up, I guess, but also making sure that I'm trying to keep a good balance and like doing all the things I know I need to do for myself. Yeah.
I'm with Terry, letting go of the politics and the stress of that, since I certainly can't control a lot of it.
Pam, Melissa to Irving.
So I recently started a new job. So I have some imposter syndrome and stress about people liking me, but they wouldn't have hired me. They didn't think I could do the job, and if they didn't like me.
For me,
Yeah, I think, oh, sorry.
sorry. No, go
Melissa.
ahead, Becca.
Apologies. Yeah, I think politics, same as most many people. And I'm training for a half marathon, and I found myself to be totally beat today from a long run yesterday. So just figuring out how to modify if that's what I need to be doing.
And you and Pam are both training for marathons. Irving.
Two of them came to mind that I stress about. Sorry. So, similar to Pam, I sometimes stress about what people might think about me, and then completing my to-do list every day. The question is, when I'm stretching, what's the point where maybe when it's a good stretch versus like maybe it's I'm doing it. I guess how to interpret the discomfort, or as when is it like the discomfort good versus maybe the discomfort is telling me that, hey, this is I'm doing it too much or I'm doing it incorrectly.
Yeah,
comes to
that's a
stretching.
really good question. And I'll often talk about pain in terms of like good pain versus bad pain. And I've found the best way to figure that out is through experience. And so if you're not sure, erring on the side of less discomfort and then seeing how you feel the next day, right? Where we don't want to make ourselves super sore. But if you're a little sore where you're like, oh, I feel those muscles, then that's a good indication that you found that appropriate pain or discomfort threshold or zone. So experience and trying to base how you feel the next day. All right, we've got Beth, Andy to Lee.
This is really silly. I stress out about holidays and like having to do something special for them, and it is just extra work that is fun, but also not always necessary. But I have a question about the sit to stand or stand to sit or whatever you want to call it in the beginning. My knees have been bothering me a lot, and I'm just trying to think like what I need to be thinking about to minimize that.
Okay. That's a hard one, right? There's a lot of things that could cause knee discomfort.
Yeah.
My suggestion is one, if you can try to warm up your hips a little bit more, but then also maybe don't go as low. So get like a couple textbooks or something. And similar to what I said to Irving, like try to find a level that you're dropping to that is not painful or uncomfortable.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, Andy to Lee.
Wait, did I hear my name?
Yeah.
Oh. I have so I have two like kind of social stresses or stress/anxiety names when I run into people in public. And I am really bothered because I want to hold myself to actually remembering because they're important. But so then I'm afraid to actually use a name and get it by just calling it out. And then the other is being it's not getting a chance to talk to full way with every person that was there that I felt that I should. And I wanted to. And then it stays with me for a while after that. It was like, oh, I didn't go talk to Bekah for 5 minutes and have somewhat of a meaningful conversation. And then it's silly because they didn't either, and there wasn't enough time to talk to everyone, but I do stress about that.
And Lee.
I'm gonna agree with Casey. The dishes in the sink drive me crazy for no real reason. And politics too, but that's just a whole other thing. So we'll let that one be.
Okay, team, that is our Monday workout. Thank you for sharing. Let's try to let those stressors that we don't need to stress about, let them go. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you Wednesday. If anyone has any additional questions, I'm happy to stay. Gee, did you share? Did I skip you?
No, I did. I said politics.
Politics, that's right. Oh yeah, and you didn't have any questions. Okay, good to see you.
I'm trying to figure out how to log out.